Hey guys, how you all doing? I'm Paul the Tech Giant and welcome to the channel. So I've got to start off by apologising to everyone out there who was following my Mega Movie Week videos. Unfortunately, I had to cut it short and I only managed to get 4 videos out. As some of you may know, my partner was in hospital and unfortunately took a bit of a turn for the worst. So obviously I had to prioritise my family first, and those other videos that were meant to be coming had to take a bit of a back seat, unfortunately, and as a result Mega Movie Week has now finished, so I'm unable to finish off those last 3 videos. So I do apologise for that, but I hope you guys understand why I couldn't continue. So what I'm going to do to make up for it is to show you guys a few films tonight that hopefully will show off that lovely QLED or OLED of yours. Now, like before, all these films will be in 4K, 4K HDR or 4K Dolby Vision. So what I'm going to also be doing over the coming weeks is sharing with you some films that will just be dedicated to show off an OLED TV, and also some films that are dedicated to show off a QLED TV. So I'm going to separate them off because some films favour one display more than the other, and hopefully you guys will join me for those. Finally, for everyone who's been sending well wishes to my partner who is in hospital, I've got some great news. She is now out of hospital and she is on the road to recovery. So a massive thanks to everyone for all your support. So now that my partner is out of hospital, hopefully everything should be more back to normal and more regular uploads. And hopefully this should be starting tomorrow night with my video of the best things about the 65-inch Samsung Q90R. So please join me for that. So the first film that I'm going to recommend to show off your QLED or OLED display is The Martian. Now, I think this is a worthy watch and will really look great on either screen. And just to point out that these films that I am showing here at the moment are on my Apple TV box. Generally, that is my go-to when buying films, just because the Apple seem to have a wider range of 4K and HDR content, where some of the other suppliers such as Prime Video and that will have the same videos, but generally they won't always be in 4K or HDR, where Apple seems to really be sort of pushing the better quality stuff and don't seem to charge you any more for it. So something to bear in mind there. This film itself, let's have a look at what we've got on offer. So this one is in 4K, excuse the strobe in there, HDR, and for sound we have Dolby Atmos. So yeah, this is going to look good, like I said, on either QLED or OLED. Which will it sort of favour more? Well, I'd say again it's a bit of a split on this one, because you have some, you know, great bright scenes which complement the QLED, and also you have those dark scenes which will be more in favour of the OLED. So let's just have a look at a standout part in this film. So the first standout moment in this film starts at roughly the 10-minute and 10-second mark, and where we see the astronaut waking up in the red stuff there, and yeah, it looks really nice and vibrant. The red dust really shows through, really pops and all that with the HDR, and especially, dare I say it, on the QLED, it looks really sharp. On the astronaut's helmet and that, you can see all the detail in the writing. Sorry if you got to see some lines, that's just my camera messing around with the screen. But yeah, it looks really sharp and pops really nice. It's a definite must-watch part of the film, that is for sure. So the next standout part in this film starts at roughly the 2-hour and 7-minute mark, and this is where we see one astronaut trying to save the other, and we get some great contrasting images here, such as this. So we've got the brightness there of the space station and the brightness of the stars, but with the really black background there, obviously of space. And yeah, this does favour, I must admit, the OLED. This is on the QLED at the moment, and you do see a little bit of blooming in places. So I'd say these scenes do favour the OLED. But yeah, there are a few bits as well when it cuts to other angles and you see the planet in the background, which again slightly favour the QLED with the brightness, but it's definitely worth watching this scene. It goes on for a little while, but yeah, it does look absolutely gorgeous, I must admit. So the next best film that looks great on a QLED or an OLED is, well, keeping with the space theme, it is Apollo 11. Now, this isn't a film as such. Well, it is a film, but it's a documentary film. And you've got to remember, this is like 50 years old, this footage, and it looks absolutely amazing. You know, bear in mind the amount of time it is. You know, this wasn't shot last week on the latest and greatest cameras, but I don't know how it looks so good for such an old piece of footage. It is absolutely blow away in parts, to be honest. Now, just looking at the specs on this, it is 4K and HDR. So again, it's going to look really, really good on either the QLED or the OLED. So let's have a look at a great standout part. So the standout moment in this film starts at roughly the 22-minute mark. Now, I will be honest, I haven't watched this film all the way through intensively, but I have skipped through it, and this part really stood out, and it's purely because of the utter brightness of it and how sharp and clear it looks. Now, what it is, it's the shuttle launch, or rocket launch, should I say. And yeah, again, I would just emphasize that this is like 50-year-old footage, and it just looks breathtaking when you think how old it looks. And dare I say it, on this QLED, the brightness really makes it pop off the screen. It almost gives it like a 3D appearance. It is so sharp and bright. It is just mesmerizing to look at. Now, don't get me wrong, it still looks great on the OLED, and the OLED obviously comes into its own when we get up into outer space, or the studio if you want to be controversial about it. And yeah, you get those really good dark levels. Oh, there we go, we've gone on the screensaver. So yeah, it sort of swings backwards and forwards to what display it looks good on. But if you have got a QLED, whack up the brightness and watch this part. It is amazing. So there you have it then, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that video, and if you did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. And hopefully now my partner is out of hospital, everything should be more back to normal, so it should be more regular uploads, and I'm going to be getting back into doing more stuff to do with the TVs and that, unboxing a lot more stuff. And hopefully coming tomorrow, I should have the best things about the Samsung Q90R video coming, so something to look forward to there. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then maybe think about subscribing for more of the same in the future. So, thanks very much for joining me today, and hopefully I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.